Every day we are sharing science-based psychology in my YouTube channel, and today we will be discussing about procrastination and perfectionism and the links with anxiety, why high achievers tend to procrastinate, what are reasons behind, how it can be explained, and what you can do if you want to procrastinate less, to be less anxious and perfectionist. And while procrastination prevents completion altogether, it also causes a lot of emotional challenges such as anxiety, feelings of guilt, shame, and then the cycle continues because as a person feels shamed or guilty about procrastinating, it can cause challenges with self-perception or self-image, and as a result, it will make it more difficult for the person to start the next task, and anxiety again might cause avoidance. So in a way, noticing these patterns is one of first steps you can apply if you want to be more disciplined and procrastinate less. According to research that was conducted in British Columbia University, perfectionism is defined as the clinical research tradition, particularly by and Gordon, and is the belief that perfect performance is acceptable and that imperfect performance is evidence of failure is one of the thoughts that causes perfectionism. And there are three types of perfectionism, and the first of them is self-oriented perfectionism. This is the belief that a person might do certain things perfectly, and setting for yourself very high standards, and being unwilling to forgive yourself when doing mistakes. And this also might be causing perfectionism, because when people procrastinate, they see it as a threat to their identity, to their desired identity, and as a result, this causes even more procrastination. And the second type is other-oriented perfectionism. This includes being harsh and having high standards towards other people, and this might cause challenges in relationships. For instance, when a family member or a friend makes a mistake, or they are doing their job not perfectly, the person might get exhausted, frustrated, angry, or anxious about that. So this impacts this aspect of relationships, this kind of perfectionism. And of course, there are certain people who are setting very high standards for themselves and achieving these goals, and for them it's not seen as problematic. And when they don't do certain things, or they do it not perfectly, they don't feel guilty, or they don't see it as a threat towards their identity, and it's quite normal. So the difference between perfectionism and setting high standards is different. In perfectionism, people are, they are setting high standards, but whenever they are not able to complete this task or to achieve these standards, they are being considerably impacted, negatively impacted by it, and it causes more procrastination. And the third type is socially prescribed perfectionism. It's related with the belief that others demand perfection from you. For instance, maybe you have some thoughts that your parents or your teachers or people around you expecting you to do a perfect work. And however, how close these thoughts are to reality, do they really have such expectations or thoughts? And in the sessions, oftentimes we realize that these are just thoughts, and it's a kind of mind reading and trying to guess what others are thinking. And when being experimented, for instance, when opening conversations about it, oftentimes people realize that other people do not think that way. And this type of thinking lead to anxiety, depression, procrastination, and a lot of psychological distress. And what's the link between procrastination and perfectionism? Connection between perfectionism and procrastination is very important, because perfectionism drives procrastination through a specific ego protective mechanism. So, according to research that was conducted by Flat and Glad, they found that people do not want their identity or thoughts about them to be damaged, and they are trying to protect their identity or to have an ideal identity, and this causes procrastination and perfectionism. And so what we can do in order to improve this situation and to set goals, first of all, try to understand what do you really want for yourself. For instance, if you have a problem with procrastination, what do you want to achieve? Who do you want to be? If you are not procrastinating, who do you want to be instead? And oftentimes people are saying they would like to be a disciplined version of you, a more contributing, more active version of themselves. And thinking about instances when that version was already present, and what contributed, what helped to achieve that version of them, is one of strategies to find some resources and qualities, environments, people, connections that help them to be that version of themselves. And then slowly setting goals for yourself. If you already started to be that version, what might be different for you, what might be different for the people around you, and what would that mean for you? And these questions that we are asking about preferred future description help to motivate the client and to understand what they really want and which steps they can take if they want for the change to happen. And there might be certain thoughts that are related with procrastination or leading towards procrastination. For instance, all or nothing thinking. If you think that if I make a mistake, my career is over, or my project is over, or I cannot move forward with the mistake, is an all or nothing thinking or generalization. Or in the previous example, for instance, if procrastination is related with other people's expectations, for instance, if you think that if you make a mistake, people will react in a certain way, it's a kind of overgeneralization or a mind reading. You are trying to guess what other people think or feel about you. However, thoughts do not always reflect reality, or finding some catastrophizing imperfection. For instance, if a person has any flaw that you need to react immediately, this kind of thinking would lead to deterioration of your relationships, or might cause difficulties in your relationships. So if you are not reacting immediately, what you would like to do instead, which version of you would like to be there when any thoughts about criticizing others would come up or show up. Maybe you would like to be more caring, more compassionate person. And the next thoughts that might lead to procrastination is overestimating others' standards that we already touched upon. We said that as if everybody expects a perfect work for you. Maybe your colleagues, professors, managers remember the weakest part of what you have produced. However, oftentimes people are focused on their own failures and deficiencies or problems, and we might be thinking as if everyone is thinking about us or about trying to criticize us. And the next one, mind reading evaluators, and thinking like catastrophizing as well. If I make a mistake, this would lead to this kind of circumstances. So what we can do with these thoughts? First of all, deciding who do you want to be in those moments, how do you want to respond to these thoughts or feelings or urges. For instance, if you would like to be a caring person, how could you care about yourself during those moments, or how you would like to react? Maybe you would like to take some small steps even in the presence of these uncomfortable feelings or thoughts, and because contribution matters for you, because education or learning importance for you, or maybe taking steps towards caring that person even when you have some critical thoughts, or you want to criticize the person. So that's how we are working in psychotherapy while working with perfectionism, anxiety, and procrastination. And each time when you are procrastinating, what's happening just before procrastinating? Which feelings are you trying to escape? What distraction does for you? And what you would like to do instead? How you would like to respond to these urges, feelings, or thoughts? And what might be the smallest step for you to take steps when perfectionism comes? So thank you for your attention and time. We will continue to discuss on these topics in the next upcoming webinars. Take good care of yourself and see you in the next videos again.